we don't even understand how blessed we are to be around the things we are around, you know what I'm saying? And the situations we're in. A lot of people ain't like that, bro. It ain't like that everywhere, bro. Like niggas is really like not in certain countries, like if you have a 1995 car, you feel like you're balling. Like, yo, this is nice. I love it. You know what I'm saying? Nigga give you a 1995 model car right now. You like, bro, I cannot be seen in this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like
niggas hiding. They putting tents in the car.
real shit. Bro, in certain countries, you give a nigga a car that's a 1995 model, and he's putting speakers in that shit. Like, yo, I'm gonna soup this shit up.
Back at it again. It's the Photo Culture Podcast. I go by the name Exotic Rose. I'm my co-host, Money Mitch, and today we have a special guest, Klass Money. What's poppin'? What's cracking?
Oh man,
it was good. Just got back to Miami.
Oh, where were you?
Yeah.
Oh, I was in California.
How was
in
that?
LA. Yeah, I mean, it was good. It was good. It was dope. It was actually my first time going to Cali.
For real?
Yeah, I ain't never been to Cali. Crazy, right?
I went there 2-3 years ago, my first time, and I'm like, damn. It kind of made me want to stay. I wanted to stay longer. I don't know if you felt like
That's
that
how
too,
I felt. That's
how
I
felt.
Yeah, I felt the same exact way. I gotta go back.
Yeah, it's just the cost of living. Everything over there is just expensive. So let's start from the beginning. Give us a background information, where you're born, where you're from, and we'll go from there.
I was born in Dominica. That's in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
That's like next to Barbados. I don't want people to think I'm Spanish. And say it's like a lot of people think it's Dominican Republic. You know what I'm saying? But I was born in Dominica. Yeah, I was raised in Miami, so I've basically been out here my whole life. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing music for like over 10 years now. I got about probably 6-7 projects under my name. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just continuing to try to just build up. You feel me?
So how did you get into the music role? Like, you moved down here to Miami. Like, when did you realize, like, yo, I want to be an artist, I want to make music?
You know what it was? But it's crazy, right? So I mean, at a certain point in my life, after kind of high school, I'm kind of like, you know what I'm saying, you're finding yourself, you're kind of like, you're growing up. And I really didn't know what I wanted to do, and because I never was like the type of kid when I was in high school. I never used to be like, yo, I'm gonna be a rapper, and I used to like be rapping in the hallways type of person. I wasn't really like that. I mean, like, me and my boys that I grew up with, we probably used to write little songs and shit, but we never used to actually be in the hallways and kind of like really into rap as a hobby. Us growing up, you know what I'm saying, we're fans of rap music, and sometimes we'll play instrumentals. I think that's kind of like normal. And kind of like at one point, you know what I'm saying, after high school, I'm kind of like still trying to find myself. I'm kind of looking at my surroundings, and like most of like my peers and stuff, they're getting jammed up and in bad situations. And and then it kind of left me more isolated, you know what I'm saying, to even be more by myself. And then that's when I kind of really picked up a hobby of kind of like writing songs and stuff, to tell you the truth. So I started going to the studio with this one dude, and honestly, like, I didn't really think of it like, yo, I'm going to the studio, I'm about to be a rapper. It was more of like just doing something on the side to kill time, something kind of like fun. And and then I kind of just, from that point on, I got into it, I kept doing it. And before I knew it, like I had a project, I had my first project written and done, ready to put out, and just kept doing it, because I guess it was one of my outlets to kind of like put myself in a better position in life, and try to get more money. So that's really how I kind of got into it. It wasn't something that I planned, or like, it was so crazy. Like, to this day, I run into dudes that used to rap in high school, and they'll look at me like, damn, bro, like, you're really doing it. And I'm like, damn, like, you was the dude that was rapping in high school. It's crazy, and I wasn't even rapping. I was the dude on the side that was like kind of watching the whole thing. So that's how I really kind of just got into it. It just happened, and it's just kind of like naturally happened. And it's like I found like I kind of just loved it and had so much passion with it. I just kind of stuck with it. Honestly, it's just what I do. You know what I mean?
That's crazy. That's how things happen, man. And that's really cool. It's like flips, That's really cool.
Right. It just happened, just progress. I used to always think of basketball when I was a kid. I was playing basketball every single day. And then when I turned like 16, I started getting into like girls and hanging out. And then I stopped playing ball, and I get to watch everybody in the NBA, and I've been like, damn, that could have been me, So like with the whole music thing, I just felt like, with basketball, I gave that up. So I said, man, I'm not gonna, what I'm saying, give this up now that I'm into it. And I just kept like, building. But more than anything, even more than money, I just love really like writing records and recording,
Definitely, man. Yeah, and I see that like your music is like, how do I say, it's like lyricist, like, like you're a lyricist and you bring out like old school feel, like even like the early 2000s type feel, and then you got the new generation. Is that something that you wanted to kind of put together, or you wanted to?
Right. So I kind of like, because I kind of like, even me, I think it's like only human nature to people. Sometimes you're like, man, like you see evolution and you kind of like shy away from it. And you're like, man, I'm not going to sound like that. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to kind of keep the sound. It's kind of like when niggas started wearing like tight clothes versus niggas wearing the big clothes. Everybody was in denial. You remember
that was a sin back then. That was a sin back then.
Niggas was in denial. Like, man, I'll never wear no small shirt. These niggas got small shirts on. And right now, if they catch any one of us with a big T, we looking crazy. Like, yo, what the fuck?
Crazy, yeah.
That's true.
So it's
that like, nigga wearing a dress.
Right. They got on I remember I used to bust like a 6X, and now you gonna find me with a medium. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. So, that's true.
Right. So that was kind of crazy. And so I kind of started like more embracing the new culture and kind of just like trying to like listen to what they got going on and just try to put my spin on it. You feel me? But still just keeping it to a certain point where I still bring music to like kind of like the old school flavor of what I grew up listening to and what I kind of like, because at the end of the day, sometimes I feel like, honestly, and no shots at the industry, but sometimes I look at it like, damn, why they got all the niggas singing and all the chicks rapping? Like, are they trying to make niggas like feminine or something? But it's like, if you look at the game a lot, the niggas are singing and the bitches is rapping tough. They're not even just rapping. They're rapping like, yo, these chicks will tell you straight up, I'm about to put out my Glock and bust you in a song. You know what I'm saying? Like, these chicks is rapping and niggas is like singing all these love songs. So I don't know, so I kind of, but don't get me wrong, I'm a fan of it and I'm a fan of good music and, it's still good music, but I just had to embrace it. And as I embrace it, I kind of just put my spin on it to kind of, mix it up with the culture and stay within the times, because like, as a lot of artists I really look up to from the 90s, and I'll be like, man, this shit just sound whack because they keep rapping on 90 beats versus kind of like that. Like that's one of the reasons I feel like Jay-Z's been so consistent, right? Because Jay-Z has taken the sounds from the 90s and we're in like 2021 and Jay-Z will still rap on something that's hot today. Versus certain artists that still sound like it's 99. You know what I mean? So, but I'll never call names of the artists that still rap on 90 beats, because I respect them so much, and
shots fired.
But I still respect them so much, but that's just my personal opinion.
That's crazy that you brought that up about how the women are rapping about clacking, talking that real shit, and the guys are like singing and stuff like that, and it's crazy because I think they're trying to. I mean, I respect it for me because I'm all about women empowerment, but I think they're trying to get more women out there too, like that too, which is much needed because at one point, what everybody said, Nicki Minaj is running the game for like what, decade, 2 decades or whatever. Yeah. So they're trying to get. I guess they're trying to get more women in that area, like how there's a whole bunch of men in that area. But I do agree with you though. That's crazy though, because you got Cardi B talking about WAP and this and that. The city girls talking about don't mess with that nigga if he don't buy you this and that. I'm like, okay.
Right, and then you got every nigga singing their love song.
Exactly.
That's true. Not one
or a dance song. Or a dance song. Like that Tootsie stuff, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, sometimes I used to be thinking to myself, like, damn, is the game trying to make niggas like kind of feminine and the women masculine? you know. But I mean, that's just thoughts, you know. That's just thoughts, man. What
I mean,
Jay-Z
we
said,
never
whether
know.
right or wrong, right or wrong. These are just my thoughts. You know what I'm saying? But
I
yeah,
know you got kids, class. Do you like
yeah,
pay attention to what's popping on? Like every time you see them watching things, or because as we get older, we kind of get out of tune with certain things.
right,
Yeah.
So
right, right,
like,
right, right.
do you pay attention to all the new things that come out and you see your kids paying attention to? Like, do you focus on that? Like, do your kids
Yeah,
tell
like my
you or
kid actually, he just actually was the one that ran up on me and was like knocking on my glass right quick because I jumped in the wood to do this. Because I was actually
yeah?
he's outside playing. And yeah, you know, like one, I'm really close to my kids, honestly, bro. Like when niggas talking about gang to me, gang is my sons, you know. I got
Mhm.
all boys and shit.
Mhm.
And I pay attention to what they like. I pay attention, like I study music, so I pay attention to the music they listen to and how they even found it. And so
Mhm.
I pick their brains like, yo, how you know about this artist? You know what I'm saying? And they'll be like, oh, I heard YouTube and I mean most likely it's YouTube. YouTube's probably the most common thing they tell me. And I kind of look at the artists they like and the artists they listen to and kind of like, you know, just feel the energy. And sometimes like I listen to like my sons, one of my kids, their favorite artist is Young NBA. So just because their favorite artist is Young NBA, I listen to his old album to see like what he like about him, you know, and kind of
Mhm.
see that sound and learn. And even when I record songs, honestly, probably every time I record a song, I have my son listen to it. Like, yo, tell me what you think.
That's
You know what I'm saying? Tell me what you think. And and these niggas are kind of young too. You know what I'm saying? Some of my kids are kind of young. I probably would have had a 5-year-old listen to something crazy, but my 13-year-old, he's been listening to me forever. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I'll bring him to the studio with me too, and I ask them what they think about different beats and stuff. Cause really, my aim is to kind of get into all generations, especially a younger generation, so we could grow,
yeah.
right? Because when I was like 13, I was still like I hear people say, oh, when you was like I hear people say 13 is too young to be a fan. But man, I was in when I was 11, my whole room was nothing but Tupac and Snoop and Dre, you know what I'm saying, on the walls. And I was
Yeah.
like 11, 12, you know what I'm saying? Like my mom had to try to ban me, like, yo, you're not listening to this. Stop listening to this, you know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
that's what all I used to listen to. So I tell people that's not really true. Like honestly, is when you're kids are even easier to become fans versus adults, honestly. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're a kid, it's either you like it or you don't. When adults are listening, even like when adults are listening to like grown artists, they're like, oh man, they're kind of like judging the whole situation. Is he on? Is he really like situated? Is how's pockets looking? You know what I'm saying? Like a grown man's gonna be like I've listened to somebody new and be like, man, I got more money than this dude. You know what I'm saying? This ain't nothing. And that's like an adult perspective of the situation. Kids are more like, yo, I like it or I don't. Yo, this is cool. I remember I used to love Jay-Z at one point when I was a kid, just because of his album covers. Like, yo, this looks so cool.
Yeah.
Like, man, this looks so clean. Like, damn, you know? And just stuff like that, man. I kind of try to keep it, you know what I'm saying, keep it in my head and remember what it is to be a fan first off, you know, versus just being such a hard critic. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know what blows up. You know, it's so many weird things that blew up that we probably didn't understand, but other people loved it. So it's like it's good to think as a fan, man, and just kind of just enjoy music and you know just make music for people to relate to. I mean,
That's dope. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I was actually telling cause there remember when that whole like there was like a transfer of music. It was like the old school to like the new school, and you had
but
the old heads like I can't mess with this stuff. These niggas out here
right,
doing tattoos and
Yeah.
doing all this, wearing dresses and guns and da da da. Especially that Young Thug era.
Yeah, when
And what I
okay.
realized
right, right,
was
right,
these rappers don't care about what the old heads say because the real money's coming from the kids, like you just said.
right,
Those are
right,
the
right.
those are the fans. Those are the listeners. The old heads are like transferring out of that. Like the old heads are not
Right.
buying albums or tickets like that unless they like really love that guy or love that
And then
person's
it's kind of like not
music.
embracing the new culture to a certain extent, right? Because if you look at artists like Fab never took that right, and he's always stayed relevant. Usually, when you take that
Yeah.
route and you kind of go against like what's coming in, you kind of box
Mhm.
yourself out a lot of times, you know. Like even
Yeah.
Drake, like Drake's still kind of like Drake's not like I wouldn't consider Drake an old school artist, but Drake been around for a while, right? And Drake kind of embraces everything that's new and puts his spin on it, and it keeps him so relevant and great for
Yeah,
like so long. Like the kid's the goat, really.
Just about to say, I was just
that's
about to say
true.
that's the reason why he's irrelevant, because anything he's ahead of everybody in the music game. He's paying
Right,
attention to what these young kids are doing before they get into the game, and then he's bringing them in. The only bad part about it is
right,
when he does the verse with the new artist, he pretty much like he makes the new artist look kind of not bad, but he does way better than the new artist. So the song becomes like a
right.
Drake
Which
feature,
is,
but
I mean,
really, which is really is the guy's song, but Drake becomes the whole song pretty much.
and Drake should be better, right? Because he's more experienced.
Yeah.
So he has an advantage when he jumps on like a new artist, you know what I'm saying, song. Because honestly, like sometimes these artists take off, and sometimes honestly, bro, it's kind of like God's blessings, you know. Like
Mm.
certain people don't be that good, and people just love them, right? Like yo, people just love. Like certain people are just blessed in different ways, and then you got Drake, somebody like Drake that's so like musically talented, jump on a record with somebody that's probably not as good, but it's still like love. It sounds crazy, like damn, like Drake just killed this, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But
yeah,
even
that's
Drake
true.
Another
respects it. But even Drake respects it. That's why he's on the record.
exactly. To me, that's
So
like a
he
cosign,
understands,
I guess. He's like
Yeah,
giving them a
right?
cosign before they get
that's
into the game.
stimulus. That's
And then,
his.
bro, like for example, like I remember, like when I first heard Pop Smoke in the club when they was playing Dior, right? And I was in the club because I used to be in the clubs heavy, right? Because I work my records. I try to really like at that point when that it was like early 2019, right? I think yeah, 2019, 2020,
Yeah,
2020, January 2020, right? Like when Pop was getting hot and he was like pretty new, and Dior was playing in the club. At first, I was like, bro, what is that? I was like, no way, this shit ain't gonna fly. And like probably like 3 weeks later, I'm bumping the whole Pop Smoke album. Like, yo, this shit is fire.
yeah, it is.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, this shit is hot. And that's the thing. Like sometimes things gotta grow on us, and we gotta understand it. You know, like sometimes you gotta really listen and understand. So sometimes you gotta be you really need to stop and be like, man, let me check it out and see why people like something versus just jumping into nah, this shit whack. This shit hella whack. You know what I'm
You know
Yeah,
saying?
what's
Because you
crazy
could
though?
miss out.
You know what's crazy though is sometimes I listen to a song
Uh,
and like you said, it doesn't. I'm like, nah, this is not gonna do it. Then I'll go watch a
right,
music video and not like the song because of the music video.
yeah. You see what's behind it.
right. Certain things catch you, right?
Yeah. So now the music video is
Yeah.
so raw and good. I'm like, okay, I can mess with the song now.
Right. No,
You got to pay
facts,
attention to those music
definitely.
videos too.
Yeah. Them videos go far, especially like in this era, right? Because it's so digital, and it's like back then you would have to wait like until like the top 10 videos play for you to even see somebody's video. You know what I'm saying? But now it's like the kids are like, oh man, I want to watch a new Dirt video. They just pull it up. So
Yeah,
the attention span is short, and you got to keep feeding them so they don't get bored. You know
that's
what I mean?
that, yeah. That's what I was. Like as far as what I was gonna ask you, like, how do you feel about that? Like, because now the music goes out, and then all of a sudden it's not hot anymore, and then it's like the next thing and the next thing, somebody else, and then it's like people forget the music that
Yeah.
even came out after a few months. They forgot that person even made that song. I mean,
Right.
for me,
Right.
so I'm just thinking in general. So, how do you feel about that? Like, especially these days in making music, how do you feel like you'll be able to like make music that lasts like longer than all of the rest?
Right. I think just real music, soul music lasts longer, songs that kind of touch people are like bigger records. And then you got like dance records, which are like fun records, but it might be like an era, right? Like the snap era, like the Laffy Taffy shit. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? That shit was hot, you know what I'm saying? And my YTs, yep, you know what I'm saying? That shit
yeah,
was hot, but it's like, you know what I'm saying? You don't really remember that song as much unless you're in probably like a club environment versus like Many Men by 50 Cent, right? You feel like, man, like, you know what I'm saying? If you're going through a lot of beef, it could be 20 years later and that record will touch you. Like, man, that's me. That's how I'm feeling right now. So those
yeah.
records that are deep and more like from the soul and a personal point of view is always like, I think that those are like timeless records.
Got you. That's true.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
No, and I try to make like just real music, like when I make music, I try to do club songs, I try to do party songs, but then I try to make a lot of personal songs because I feel like it's really those personal records that grab you. Like real fans. I always tell people like this: like real fans listen to albums. Like everybody listens to the radio and singles. You know what I'm saying? But your real fans, they're gonna listen to that body of work. And want to kind of like feel you. I mean,
true. Yeah, that's true. I find myself. I mean, I don't know how the younger generation is. Because the radio, I'm like, man, there's so much access to the YouTube and everything like that. Like, SoundCloud, which I don't really hear much about SoundCloud. Like, as far as with those things, you feel like, the radio is becoming played out and like everybody's going to YouTube or, and finding music.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely different. You know what I'm saying? It's a different era. I feel like radio is still like big, but it's not as big as it was before, because there's so many different mediums of like, there's so many different outlets for music now. It's totally different from back then. Back then, if you had to break a record, you would really have to lean on like the radio and the DJs, right? And honestly, like right now, it's really the internet breaking records, and niggas is playing songs that's going viral off of TikTok. Because if they put on the song, everybody in the club knows the song, so they could relate and they could have fun when the record plays. So I think that's more breaking records. Maybe records are still being broken in the clubs too. You know what I'm saying? But the internet is just faster. It's I mean, it's just the whole point of evolution, right? We want to be able to reach a lot of people as quick as possible. It's like how flyers, you don't even see flyers anymore. It's like, why would you have a flyer? Everybody's in your phone. Just make like the design and upload it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, you don't even
true.
print out the flyer anymore. You like, man, I'm gonna put this on my Facebook, my Twitter, my Instagram, and we lit. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell a couple people to share it, and we lit. And that's the whole point of evolution. To kind of like make life easier for everybody. So I think like the radio's not as big. It's too much competition now. It's like cable. People don't have cable. Like people like, yo, I just got a Fire Stick. Oh, I got Hulu. Or I got Netflix. It's like, why have cable? You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing like music. You just got to keep up with it. You can't, like a lot of people, like I said, man, I posted on my page, on my stories the other day, like it's a new year and niggas is doing the same shit. You know what I'm saying? And niggas is, we got to let that go and we got to grow and we got to get out of, get, a lot of times we're stuck in our ways and we keep doing the same shit over and over. And it's like, bro, it's the definition of insanity, right? It's kind of like doing the same thing over and over, but expecting different results. You're crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I just think a lot of times we get caught up in our ways because I still see a lot of artists take that route where, and I'm not knocking it. Like I said, I don't have all the answers, but I still see a lot of artists taking like a traditional route to break records where I feel like it's a different era. It's a totally different era. I'm in Miami. I'm not sure where you guys are at, right? But probably if it wasn't for the Grammy, you guys would never know me, right? And even if I was at every club in Miami every night, if you guys didn't visit out there, you guys would never know me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I just feel like the net is where it's at because you want to touch like a national level or international level. You know what I'm saying? I feel like being local don't really get you nowhere, honestly.
Yeah. No, go ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah, I didn't want to cut you off.
No, but I'm just saying, I just feel like being local is like, you just end up being like a local hero, you know what I'm saying, to a bunch of people that really happy that you remained a local hero.
Yeah. What's so crazy is there was an artist I was listening to, and I was like, man, nobody listens to this artist. Even I don't want to say nobody. A lot of people do, but if I talk to somebody about him, and me and Rose were having a conversation right before you got on about one of the artists, and he's like, who's that? But I listened to him, right? So this is back in 2015. I was walking on the beach, and I was with my my daughter's mother at the time. And I hear this dude jamming. I'm like, bro, I just played that in the car. Nobody knows this guy. Nobody. So this goes back to what you're saying. I'm about to get to that point. And I was like, man, where you from? Like, guy look like a white guy or whatever. And he had an accent. I'm like, yo, where you from, man? Because I was just playing that in the car and nobody knows this dude over here. Not even Florida. It could be Cali. It could be whoever. They don't know. He was like, yeah, man, we listen to that. He's like, we love underground. He's from France. He was like, man, we love underground. He's like, is an artist named Les. and he was signed to Jet Life, and he was also signed to a Boss Hog, like Hog Life or with Slum Thug or whatever. But nobody really knows him. But his music is crazy. It's like Currency. But so I'm like, man. So like you said, like international. Like these people are watching. They're looking at like they're from what I
and
when
they're
I
even
see
more
that.
like amazed and excited. They're
Yeah,
excited, They're excited. Like I get a lot of international love, and they're like super excited. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
because bro, we gotta understand too. A lot of times we don't even understand how blessed we are to be around the things we are around. You know what I'm saying? And the situations
yeah,
we're in. A lot of people ain't like that, bro. It ain't like that everywhere, bro. Like niggas is really like not in certain countries. Like if you have a 1995 car, you feel like you're balling. Like, yo, this is nice. I love it.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Nigga give you a 1995 model car right now. You like, bro, I cannot be seen in this.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? So it's like
Niggas
when
hiding. They putting tents in the
bro,
car.
real shit, bro. In certain countries, you give a nigga a car that's a 1995 model, and he's putting speakers in that shit. Like, yo,
yeah,
I'm gonna soup this shit up. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So it's like a lot of times, even overseas, they're looking at our lifestyles and they're like, wow, and you know what I'm saying? They're really like, bro, because a lot of people been in them positions. You know what I'm saying? I was, bro, at one point in my life, nigga, I was a kid in the Caribbean watching Diddy and them on TV. You know what I'm saying? So I
Man.
know, you know what I'm saying? Like I done been there and looking like, damn, like how the fuck these niggas got all this money? Like, look at the lifestyle, look at the women, look at the cars, look at the clothes, you know what I'm saying? And when you don't have it at that point, it's really like a dream of people, you know what I'm saying? It's like, wow, you feel me? So that's why I could probably relate. And that's probably why my mentality is a lot different from other people, like I'm constantly working, I'm ready, distracted, you know what I'm saying? That's why I get so much done as an independent artist. It's because, you know what I'm saying, bro? It's like I understand that not everybody have access to these resources. So I'm gonna take advantage of it because you could lose anything at any time, you know what I'm saying, and be stuck
Yeah,
back to zero for real. Anything could happen, you know what I'm saying? For real. So you gotta take advantage of every blessing you got while you got it.
yeah, you're absolutely right
And
about that.
at one point, you were signed to a label out in Missouri, correct?
Yeah. I was signed to a label called Midwest Flawless.
Okay. Would you ever go back to a label, or are you just okay with your independent route? Because
I
I have
would.
somebody who's independent and somebody that's signed to a label, and they're saying that the difference is the resources and then the money that comes
Right,
with it.
right. So it just depends on your money, right? I mean, I'll probably sign if I need some money or if the bag is big enough and it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? It just got to make sense. But honestly, bro, I've been signed to two different labels, and like currently, I just got my own label situation, and honestly, bro, like I hate it. I always kind of hate it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's always stressful being signed. It's a lot of like it's like somebody controlling your kids. It's like you got kids
Mhm.
and somebody. It's kind of like somebody controlling your kids. Like, yo, nah, them kids can't go outside right now. You're like, yo, that's my shorty. You know what I'm saying? But they got control over the kid, and which makes sense when you're signing. People are paying for everything. They kind of own it. You know what I'm saying? It makes sense, but if you have to get signed, you have to be on the same page with people because if not, it's just like it just goes down the drain, because it's like saying, hey, it's like giving somebody your car and then you don't like how they drive it. Like,
Yeah,
I need my car back, man. I need my car back, bro. Like, and they're like, nah, this is my car now. I got the paperwork. You know what I'm saying? So honestly, I feel like I haven't had a good label situation yet. You know what I'm saying? It's always good right before you sign that contract. You know what I'm saying? Because people sell you and they make it sound like they're gonna do everything. But one thing I learned about life, a contract is just a piece of paper. In the end, when somebody decides to break that contract, they're gonna be like, oh well, take me to court. Because they know even that process of taking them to court is hell. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? They're like, take me to court. Yeah. It's like, yeah, go get $20,000 and pay for a lawyer, and then pay for somebody to kind of serve me. Then they can't find me, so you pay for somebody to look for me. And it's like, and people know that. People in the industry know that, so they're like, oh, you're not gonna do shit and go through all that. You're gonna probably just say fuck it. You know what I'm saying? So really, if you got to sign, you got to make sure you sign with people that you trust and people that you got a good relationship with, and y'all on the same page. But you know, at any time, people change their mind. You know, it's like a bitch. You know what I'm saying? You meet a shorty today and she's on your dick, right? And 3 weeks later, it's like, nah, y'all ain't working out no more. You know what I'm saying? So anything, you know, so it's kind of hard. But I mean, if the bag right and the situation's right, I'd sign. I just want a healthy situation. You know what I'm saying? And good vibes. You know, because you gotta understand, you're putting people into your circle, and certain people are battling demons, right? And they're having bad days, and they're going through whatever they're going through, and then they're coming to you like, yo, I'm gonna fuck his day up. And you know what I'm saying? They're mad and they're gonna piss your shit off. So I try to kind of stay, you know, away from the negative vibes, you know. Yeah.
That's dope. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Let's talk about Wifey. So she gotta be a strong queen because some girls will not allow an art or date an artist because you in a music video with other women and it looks all because you're acting pretty much. But some women wouldn't allow that or they wouldn't like that. So did you have to talk to her about that, or she was on the same page as you since day one?
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, I've been with my wifey for like a long time, bro. Like, we've been together for like over 10 years, you know what I'm saying? So we kind of got a real good understanding of each other. And like, I mean, and that's why we're together, you know what I'm saying? Like, she met me doing this, you know what I'm saying? She's never really like giving me no headaches about it, you know what I'm saying? I gotta play my part as well and not give a reason to give me a headache, you know what I'm saying? Not saying that I'm not perfect, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not too irresponsible to a point where she's like, oh man, he's in a room with this chick. I know he's gonna try to hit before you get out this room. Nah, you know what I mean? She won't really, I'm not messy, I'm not crazy like that, bro. I honestly believe like, you know, karma is real and life is what you make it. And yo, sometimes honestly cheating, you think you're cheating on somebody and you're really cheating on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're juggling a lot of women, you're taking from yourself. Like, cause that takes time. And during that time, you could be productive doing something, right? Like niggas will leave their crib and sneak off and go chill with a bitch and tell the old lady, yo, I'm finna go work. So she thinking you at work, you with a bitch, you thinking you winning, but really you just taking from yourself, right? You know what I'm saying? A lot of times. So I mean, I feel like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, we get along and she don't really trip, but I also think the reason she don't trip is because she knows who I am to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? And we got like a certain level of trust involved. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Like
Not just time. You forgot about energy. Well, I don't got that. I don't got too much energy to be juggling all these girls, bro. You gotta tell this girl one thing, and then you gotta keep tell that one another
and then
thing.
you deal with all these different personalities, like that shit's gonna throw you
What?
off. That shit throws you off.
Exactly.
Now you at the crib with your old lady and she asking you like, why you so mad? You like, nah, don't worry about it. I ain't mad. But you got a bitch
You
in your
get
you got a bitch in your DM cursing you out and y'all arguing about something. Nah, bro. That shit is unhealthy.
exactly.
That shit is unhealthy, bro. That shit is unhealthy, you know what I'm saying? And you just gotta, it's better, bro. Like the key to success is stability. And if you're not stable, it's gonna be 10 times harder for you to get to the next step because you got so many different issues to deal with. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, a lot of people are in bad positions because of their decisions. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta try to make wise decisions. And like I said, I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect, but you gotta learn from your decisions. You gotta learn from your mistakes. So if you do something and you notice, damn, like I did this and this happened, you gotta kind of change, bro. You can't keep doing the same thing, same thing, same thing. You know what I'm saying? So I think, you know what I'm saying, you gotta learn from your mistakes. And like I've been doing this for a while, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna run around here and act like I'm 21 with these girls and this is something brand new to me. You know what I'm saying? I know what that shit could bring. And I don't want no problems. You feel me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You
You
need
know what I'm
a
saying?
strong
Like a
support
lot of times niggas be
system.
like, my niggas be like, bro, like this one chick so fine. Like how the fuck you don't hit shorty and shorty on your dick? You know what I'm saying? But it's like everything that's shiny in a diamond, for real. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, sometimes it's better just to leave that alone, bro. For real. You
Yeah.
know what you got.
That's
You don't
true.
know what's out there.
That's
You
true.
know what I mean?
Who is
And some
that?
mistakes you can't afford to make.
That's true.
You know what I mean? For real. Ain't no coming back from
Grass ain't
saying
always
it.
greener on the other side.
Right. But it might be.
Oh, snap.
Yo, but that's that little voice that make you break the rules. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, but
You got
facts,
the little
man.
devil on the side shoulder, and you got the angel on
Right,
the other shoulder.
right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but facts, man. Like you just gotta, you know what I'm saying? If you got something good, hold on to it, man. It ain't a lot of good shit out here. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
it's
saying?
not, man.
Business, family, everything, you know?
Yeah, I was hearing some stories, man.
Telling you, bro.
A lot of these fine women and stuff, and I heard of somebody who works at the pharmacy saying that they come in to pick up HIV kits and stuff, taking
I'm
their
telling you.
medication, and you'd be like, "Yo, you'd be surprised who goes in there to get it." Like the female bad one, oh yeah, she's bad. Yeah, she's going to go pick up that kid.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
my boy told me the same shit, and he worked at a pharmacist. He was like, "Boy, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised." You know what I'm saying?
Crazy,
And
yeah.
bro, I be telling niggas, yo, you think if I call AIDS or something, I could rap? I'm done. That's
Yeah,
it.
it's
Nigga, like,
crazy.
damn, boy, what happened to you, boy?
Yeah, that's no joke, man.
What happened to you, boy? You used
Ain't
to
no
be
joke
lit.
out
Nah, bro, you
Hey,
gotta
it's
be.
like that, Clark.
there. Yeah, you ain't know that,
I don't
man.
know, but I ain't trying to find out.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
ain't trying to find out either.
I don't want to know the process. But yeah,
Mhm.
you know, you gotta be smart out here and be safe, man. Honestly, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because 20 minutes ain't worth your life.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Facts. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Or even
man.
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, it's hard for you to have like outside kids and all of this, and it just gets messy, man. And the shit get expensive and stressful. Like, so that's why your decisions are so important, bro. For real.
Yeah, man.
I wanted to talk about your album, Believe the Hype. You had Troy Ave on, and that was like your first major feature. How did that feel?
And you know, that shit felt great. That shit felt great because one, I was like, I'm like a big fan of Troy too, you know. So I listen to a lot of Troy Ave music. So for Troy to like want to jump on a record, you know what I'm saying, it was good. You know what I'm saying? It was really like unbelievable. You know what I'm saying? Troy's probably one of my favorite New York rappers. And you know what I'm saying? So that was great, you know. And like, I mean, I'm just thankful for it, you know, because honestly, it's like I've seen like even people from my own city that kind of blew up, and they wouldn't even give me the blessing that Troy gave me, and they knew me prior to that. You
Mm.
know what I'm
How do
saying?
you go
So
about how do you go
Uh,
about getting the blessings? Like, did you go towards like how did you get Troy Ave on, and then did you do the same approach with the people in your own city, or
yeah, yeah, same approach. You know, I reached out. You know what I'm saying? I never got my hands out. I reached out, and I asked how we could make it happen. You know what I'm saying? And we made it happen. And that's the same how I reach out to anybody that I know. You know, I
right.
never have my hands out. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like I understand people are well invested. I understand if you're well invested, I can understand. You're not shooting all these videos and recording all these projects to come rap on my song for free. You know what I'm saying? You're spending
Yeah,
money to make money. You know what I'm saying? So I understand the business aspect of things. So I just don't understand when like somebody like Troy does it, and then somebody locally doesn't want to do it that personally knows you.
that's crazy.
It
Yeah,
kind of made me question like why, you know, like you just wonder why, bro. Like why? Like damn, like sometimes you be like, man, maybe I'm not good enough. Then you're like, nah, fuck that, it can't be that. Gotta be something else. Then you're
yeah,
like,
you
damn, they
don't
don't
put
want
that
to.
in your head.
Right. Then
Don't
you're
put that
like,
in your head.
damn, maybe it's like honestly, like people don't want to see you really elevate, you know, a lot
yeah.
of times.
That that or they don't see it. They see it too
Or you
late.
can
When you blow up,
surpass.
then
Yeah,
that's when they want to. Oh snap! That's the same nigga that was in my DM. Because I think that's
Right.
how it is in every. I think that's how it is in every game, not just music. Because even with this podcast that we do, you have guests that be like local guests or local people that are popping. Like I guess you could call them like hood people or hood legends, or whatever you want to call them. That won't come on the podcast, but then we get somebody that's a celebrity that comes on, and I'm
yeah,
like,
that's true.
in my head, I'm like, so this person will come on, but a celebrity comes on. I'm like, I don't care about this person because I just got the celebrity coming on. But I think
Right,
that's
right,
just how
right.
it is. It's just part of the game. You just got
Right,
people
right,
just
right.
don't, yeah, they just don't see value yet or don't see value at all.
Right, right, right. And that's cool. Like, and I also feel like nobody owes me anything. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? And you just keep it moving and you just work with the people
Exactly.
that want to work with you. You know what I'm saying? And focus on the
Keep it
people that
pushing.
focus on you. Yeah, facts. Facts.
Yeah, as long as you believe in yourself, that's all that matters. Just keep pushing. You
Yeah.
got your fan base. You know what's up.
Right. Like at
Oh,
one point I used to chase like even like I used to chase certain things, chase certain DJs, chasing certain things, you know what I'm saying? And like I stopped doing that. You feel me? Because it's like if it ain't genuine, it doesn't even make any sense. And
Yeah.
a lot of times we're looking to people to blow us up that can't blow themselves up. So how they gonna blow you up? You know what I'm saying? And you gotta really pause and think. I had to start thinking to a certain extent. I'm like, bro, like why am I chasing certain things? I'm looking at certain celebs like I said, for example, I used to tell my boys like this, yo, like 50 Cent walk into the main radio station in your city, right? The DJ is gonna run up to 50 and be like, yo, Fifth, let's get a picture. That's how it's supposed to be. But with up and coming artists, we're going to the radio station, we're seeing the DJ, and we're running up to him like, yo, such and such, DJ, such and such, take a pic with me. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? And and that's why I think, you know what I'm saying, we be kind of messing up because we need to we need to put our value up. You know what I'm saying? Artists got to get their value up so that when you walk into that station, that DJ gonna recognize you and respect you. Because it's a whole different ballgame when niggas respect you. The
Mm.
secret of being a successful artist is respect. Respect you as an artist to listen to you. If they don't respect it, they don't want to listen to it. You know what I'm saying? You like, oh man, this such and such. You trying to come up? This shit, all right. Even if it's hot, they're like, yeah, you can rap, but this nigga stays down the street from me, nigga. This nigga a nobody. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? The respect is a big thing, bro. Even like certain dudes in the streets, if you really look at any street nigga that's really like a hood legend, that's known, the minute he starts to rap, his shit move like this. It's
Mm.
because of the respect. It's because of the respect. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta make people respect you for whatever reason, whatever you do. It might be your hustle, it might be who you are, it might be what you did, it could be whatever, but respect. If they don't respect it, the shit ain't never gonna work. You pull up to a club with about 20 people, camera crew, you got some bad bitches. Yo, you know what I'm saying? Now it's looking like something going on. Y'all popping by. It's a movie. People want to, you got to get people excited. You know what I'm saying? Like it's always a show. The show don't really start when you get on stage and you perform your song. The show starts the minute you get there. You know what I mean? And a lot of artists got to understand that. Like with me personally, I don't make a move. Like if it ain't gonna be a movie, I'm not coming out. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's better. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we just want to be seen. We just want to be around. But I mean, it's always better to plan, man. Plan and execute and understand what you got going on, Do it big, go hard or go home. For real.
Yeah.
I agree. And I had to start separating. So, because I used to be like, man, I know that guy. He's an artist, and I went to school with him. And it'd be like the stuff he's rapping about. I'm like, that's not what I remember.
Mm.
So what I had to do, what I had to realize was I gotta get out of my ways of that because I was sounding like them old heads hating on the youngins. So I was like, you know
Right,
what, I
right,
gotta
right.
separate that because what he's doing is art, even though I didn't want to
Right,
believe
right,
that in the beginning. So now I'm like, okay, it's art. I get it. So half of the stuff the rappers are talking about, it might not be true. It's a story you're telling. It's art at the end of
it's
the
like
day.
sometimes niggas is Denzel, you know what I'm saying? Like one thing
Yeah.
about hip hop versus everything else, it's like people know it's entertainment, but they want to act like it's not sometimes, right? But it's like you watch Denzel. Denzel can make Man on Fire and kill like a million people, and you never be like, oh man, fuck Denzel, that nigga is crazy. But a nigga get on the song and talking crazy, niggas like, man, this motherfucker gonna kill somebody for real. Or they're like, man, this nigga pussy, this nigga ain't built like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But what's gonna sell that song is really his performance on the record, if it's believable or not. You know what I'm saying? If you could feel it or you don't. And that's really what it is. But I think if you're like I think if you're faking it too much, or you know what I'm saying, if you're like faking who you, if you're faking it, I don't think it don't really sell like that. You know what I'm saying? You kind of slow yourself down. You gotta try not to fake it. You know what I'm saying? And try to make like be original and be yourself. The music gotta be authentic. You know what I'm saying? Always. But don't get me wrong. I mean, every song don't have to be some shit you did. It could be some shit you saw, some shit you heard. At the end of the day, an artist is also like just somebody trying to pass a message, you know what I'm saying? Or trying to touch somebody that's going through that situation. R&B, people do it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I think we just have niggas just be hard on hip hop, Cause like even with hip hop, bro, it's like it's so many crazy situations. Like like the whole I don't even know if I should talk about this, you know what I'm saying? But in hip hop, it's like sometimes us as black people, man, we've made up like certain rules. I feel like that's kind of like holding us back sometimes, you know what I'm saying? We've made up these rules in our heads, like that doesn't really make sense sometimes, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's something we need to get out of. And even like when it comes to being gangsters, the mafia is not like that. Like the Italian mafians don't move like how we move. And like bro, like you could have a
I was
op
just talking
killer.
about that.
Like
I
you
was
could have
just
a
talking
op
about
kill
that.
somebody, bro, and really by the laws of by our laws of our streets, you could have an op kill somebody, kill your people, right? And they'll try to give you the murder, and by the laws of the streets, you're supposed to take the murder. You know what I'm saying? It's like some crazy shit going on too at the end of the
Yeah, I
day,
know.
bro. Huh?
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
It's all these kind of little, you know what I'm saying? It's certain things that don't really make sense to me personally all the time. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, man. I'm all for like I'm all against snitching and shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying like it's different when you're in a situation with somebody and you say, yo, let's go do something illegal, and me and you get caught doing something together and you want to rat versus like it's different situations somebody could be in where it's like, yo, I didn't have nothing to do with this and they're trying to pin this on me. What do I do?
Yeah,
Like
and
I don't have nothing to do. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I don't
because
know. But
Clark, you telling
a lot
Clark?
of the biggest, a lot of the big, but when you look back, a lot of people don't know because it's always on the hush. A lot of the biggest Italian gangsters, the hitmen that were doing all the hits, they're the ones who were snitching. A lot of the guys that were doing that and shipping all the most weight, they're the ones who were snitching.
Yeah, they
And
wasn't playing. As soon as they got in there, they said, "Lawyer, where do I sign?"
that they it's documented, and you have
Yeah,
them
I
on
know. That's what I'm saying. They don't care.
So I mean, and everybody's talking about, but they talk about the rappers, and I know what you're talking about snitching. I'm not for that either. But the thing is like when you look at you can look them up, like what you call it, Larry Mazza, he snitched. Sammy the Bull, he snitched.
Sammy the Bull's a big one.
John Gotti, he snitched. He was one of the bruh. All these guys were hitmen. Like they were bosses, but they put in the hit themselves. They even did it themselves. You have one on Vlad TV who's admitted to it, but he snitched, so he got off on all of his murders. He's on Vlad TV, he's talking about details and stuff, but they don't talk about that. The rappers will be like, "Oh, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying too."
bruh, it's certain it's certain times it's okay too. Certain times it's not. It's like too. Sometimes we pick and choose. You know what I'm saying? And we're biased to who could get a pass and who don't get a pass. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I mean, at the end of the day, I ain't with the whole snitching shit. You know what I'm saying?
I know. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because and even the way like how like aside from that part, like how they're like, oh, my ops, like when even in how they like people want to be the mob and this and that, the mob, like they'll have their enemy right there sitting at the table in an Italian restaurant right next to them. They're not doing anything. Of course they're staying militant, but they're not gonna go and just, oh yeah, I see him, blah blah blah. No, it's like, all right, I see
And
you.
then with niggas is like, nah, you pussy.
Huh?
And then with niggas would be like, yeah, dog, you pussy. He right here. You gotta do it right now, nigga. And that's a good example. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do that shit right now. If you don't do that shit right now, nah, you ain't no real nigga. A real nigga gonna do that. You know what I mean? And it's these little rules that we've made up, bro. A lot of times, you know what I'm saying? That I feel that it's
Best
kind of
way, best way to explain that is our culture kind of is playing checkers while the mob culture is playing chess.
chess, and
and
it's
even like
And
just
with money and shit. Like a lot of times, niggas come up, bro, and it's like a lot of times niggas are you come up, you get all this money. What niggas do? They get a bunch of hoes. They you know what I'm saying? Like niggas don't usually be like, man, you know what? I'm gonna take care of my family. I'm gonna get my, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make sure all my family is situated. We gonna stay in an estate together. Now, you know, a lot of niggas is like, nah, niggas will go to the club and spend 20K on some dancers real quick, bro. You know what I'm
what?
saying? And they dogs don't even got a car. And they right hand man don't even have a car. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
It's like, bro, but you know, that's a whole different conversation.
Can
Yeah,
I go
someone
tell
man.
people
explain
that.
to me? Can someone explain to me how the mob because the whole mob thing was supposed to be like a secret society type thing until John Gotti got there and he started like becoming like a celebrity with it and stuff like that. But can somebody explain to me how the mob got into like Cheesecake Factory, whole bunch of like corporate America stuff, and then Bloods and Crib, one of the biggest name brands, can't even do the same thing or got they didn't do like I don't
It's
understand how they didn't do that.
it's because what they used to call the mob. If keyword organized crime, the mob is organized crime. With these are just gangs and running around but the
Right,
mob and the mafia is organized crime. So they're organized and they know how to move. They know how to move their money. They've always been into, and I hate to say it, they've been into money laundering. Oh, this person owns a funeral business. That makes it easier to do what? And then they
right,
own a
Laundry the
oil and
money,
gas
construction
business,
too. Construction was a big
construction.
one.
What you know? So yeah, so they're organized. They know how to use the businesses that they own for their benefit, not just for money, but if they had to do what they had to do.
right,
I
right,
think
right.
I
Yeah,
think
so
our
it's
culture
smart.
as
And
black people would have been bigger if they would have took the mob route towards corporate America. Like we
Right,
wouldn't
right.
be asking, we wouldn't be marching for this need to, for our rights and stuff like that.
And
We
that's why
would
you got
have
you
our
like
rights.
Kivo, like you got Kivo Bandman, something like that. I think his name. You know what I'm talking about?
with
You
cheap,
guys,
No, I'm not sure who that is.
you guys haven't heard of that dude? And he's like, I think he did time for scamming, but now he's like all over the internet giving advice how to build your credit, how
oh
to,
yeah. I know who you're
What's his
talking about.
name? What's
you
his
know what I'm
name?
talking
Yeah,
about. You know what I'm talking about,
yeah, I know
What's his
exactly what
name?
you're
bro.
talking about. Yeah,
And we need more people like that. You know what I'm saying? He had this some type of scamming, but now he's telling people like how to really build your credit, how to build a business, how to get bank loans. He even tells you like, yo, what website, what cards give you the most points, what cards get you
mm-hmm.
to 800. But that's the information we don't have. That's the information like the schools aren't teaching, and then they're sending these kids out. You know what I'm saying? That's been excelling in all these chemistry and this and that,
Mm-hmm.
bi- biology and all of this, and now they're failing in life, and you're like, damn, why is that kid failing in life? Because y'all didn't teach him for life. Y'all teaching him about fucking the body and shit. You know what I'm saying? Which is good.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong, but I think this is very, very important. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times too, bro, growing up, bro, I remember like celebrating because my mom got a gig at, at a bank making like 10 an hour. We went out and had dinner, and you know it was great. Don't get me wrong, but it's like if we're celebrating 10 an hour, when I'm an adult, when I'm making 14, I'm thinking I'm doing great.
that's true.
You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking I'm
Yeah,
doing great, but my mom was making just 10. So it's like, and really, we're like, bro, out here, like I tell a lot of dudes, man, you should always be making more than your age hourly at least. You know what I'm saying? That's my advice to you. You know what I'm saying? But
mm-hmm.
it's like we gotta start telling people out here because a lot of people don't know out here, like they're really paying people like, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to be making millions, but you could be making easily like 50 cents an hour, yeah, and be making a decent lifestyle. But if you don't know, you don't know. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know, you don't know. And sometimes I've had like grown ass dudes look at me 40 years old and tell me, yo, man, if I could make 18 an hour, dog, I'm straight, bro. That's all I need. And a lot of people would be like, hell no. Like me
Yeah,
personally, shit, I'd be like, bro, kiss my ass. 18 an hour, I'll stay in bed. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. Yeah.
and so, I think like stuff like that needs to be taught, and and to kind of like, so our people, we could come up, you know what I'm saying? We could come up, That's why I like artists like, even like Troy talks about real estate and different ways to make money,
Mm.
and kind of enlighten people, because we need that, bro. And we got to stop selling this fucking, you got to sell dope, or scam, or do that shit to get rich, because it's a lot of people out here rich and legit, completely legit. You know what I'm saying? We just need the same opportunities.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, the same knowledge. Because we're not like, the best thing that could happen to a kid is you come from some parents that kind of got like some kind of foundation, because then life is easier for you. Because you don't have to figure everything out on your own. A lot of kids that have parents that own these big companies, they're situated for life. Yo, you're gonna be the manager at such and such, making like 150 a year, easy. I got you. Don't even worry about it. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you how. I'm gonna show you exactly. Don't even worry about college. I'll show you how to do it. I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? And that's like a way easier route versus when you tell your kid, "Yo, go to college," and after college, just put your resume everywhere. Somebody might hire you. I don't know how much you're gonna make, but I hope you make. You should make a lot. You gotta pay them student loans. I hope you do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's like the everybody, the parents, the old school people tell you to do. Go
Yeah.
to school, figure it out. Go to school and you'll figure it out.
But
Yeah.
yeah, man. And with what you said too, you're right about the knowledge, man. And I know when I was working at Mercedes as a service advisor, man, what I would do, especially if I see a person of color, man, I'm asking them, straight up. I mean, I asked them politely because I don't want to offend them, because some people are just like, why you want to know what I do? But then I found out information. I'm like, man, these people, like black people, it'll be black people too. You're like, man, yo, they know about this. One of them, there was an older guy. He basically does accounting for, people who, I want to say wealthy, but any person who wants to invest, doesn't matter how much money they're making, he can help you build it and make passive income. Because he's like an accountant, but also he shows people how to save money and make investments and so forth. And then he was talking about, oh, this is how you do a Roth IRA. He said the Roth IRA is better than a 401k, way better. And then you take that, you make interest. He was like, one of the other guys is another black gentleman, and he was telling me, he was like, yo, he was talking about Roth IRA. He was like, man, you put 1.3 mil away, you're making 40,000 a year passive. So imagine if you put 4.6 in there, 4.8. So now you're making passive income for that. And I'm like, man, yo, they just telling me, because I'm asking them about stuff, putting me on game. And I'm like, what?
Right. And I feel like it's stuff like that, what I mean, that we need to teach like the younger folks, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, a lot of shit I learned, I was like, man, like even doing music, like a lot of things I learned, I was like, damn, I wish I knew about this 10 years ago. It would have saved me a lot of trouble,
Wow.
But when you don't have no mentor, you got to go try, fail till you learn, you know what I mean? But to my kids, they'll have the advantage, and I could be like, yo, this is how you do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, speaking of the music industry, how was it? I saw you take a picture and DJ Khaled was in the back. How was that? Yeah, man.
Khaled stays in Miami, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I be out, bro. Like, I'm not no internet artist. Yo, honestly, I feel like I became an internet artist during COVID, and I might stay there too, you know what I'm saying? But prior to that, I was out everywhere. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't really even, if any artist is from Miami and serious, they know who Klass Money is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really out there, like networking and stuff. So, like Khaled was gonna be at this spot, and I heard about it. I'm pulling up. You know what I'm saying? Every time a celebrity's at a spot, if you look at my page, I got a picture of 50 Cent too. 50 was gonna be at a spot. Nigga, I'm pulling up. I gotta meet 50 Cent. You know what I'm saying? I gotta meet Khaled. But what's crazy, I try to take the picture with Khaled, and at the exact time he looks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yo, that's, you know what I'm saying? That picture went down in the books, you feel me?
Yeah.
But and Khaled, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure he's just happy that I'm out here to support. I'm out there for nothing but positive love, you know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure he's cool with it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably a sign too.
Yeah, yeah, you know, I'm pretty sure he knew what I was doing. It caught it. You know what I mean? Bitch, you know I was taking that selfie, bitch. We taking a selfie right now, nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Ian,
Hopefully one day I sit down with Khaled and be like, yo, remember this? He probably won't, but he'll be like, damn, yo, this nigga been trying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This nigga been trying. You know what I'm saying?
You can put the hand on the shoulder. Yeah, you good. You
Yeah.
good. You know?
Yo, but man, I mean, you know, I've been trying to knock on that door for a minute, so I'm always in everybody's face, man. But never with my hands out, never kissing ass. You know, like I don't want to be an artist that gets signed off of pity. You know what I'm saying? I want to get signed off of respect. You know, because bro, I'm telling you, a lot of artists are signed and they treat them like shit, and they're in a bad position. And they talk to them like shit because they feel like, yo, if I don't do this for you, ain't nobody gonna do shit for you. You ain't gonna be shit. You know what I mean? That's why, and then they'll take advantage. It's like a bitch. Like, let's say you got a girl that you do every single thing for. The minute she tell you no, you're like, no, bitch, you won't drink water tomorrow, bitch.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like that, you know. That's why you have to have a lot of tell artists, man, value. You know what I'm saying? Self-value, bro. Be your biggest outlet. That should be your aim. You be your biggest outlet. I cut ties with 2 labels. It ain't changed nothing for me. I only got bigger. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm dependent on myself. You know, even some of these labels, they were dependent on me, so they went down. You know what I'm saying? It's always gonna show. You know, it's always gonna show, bro. You know what I mean?
And that's funny that you said that. You know, you're gonna pull up, and you know, if somebody who's like a DJ that's very well known or an artist that's well known, how you pull up, it's crazy because that's what I was hearing stories about Nipsey doing that. Nipsey Hussle was doing that same thing, like, or he'll just be running around and run into people. Like how with the game, did you hear about the story with the game and Nipsey?
Nah, he just ran into to the game and talked to him.
Ran into him like just out of nowhere. He was on the street, like literally on the street, hustling his CDs, and the game saw that they were Crip or whatever, and he was like, oh man, like, you know what I'm saying? And you know, he was already that thing on him too, so he was like, man, I'm gonna have to, you know, because he didn't know what they were going to be up to. But they walked up to his car. Nipsey already knew, of course, that was when the game was blowing up, and he was still in the hood or whatever. And he gave him the CD, and it had his number in there. But the game was like, yo, how do I get in contact with you if I like it? And Nipsey was like, yo, the number's already there, just left. Didn't, like, you know, stay around. So it's kind of like he just ran up, and even when he knew people were there, he would roll up to them, boom, here's my CD, you know? So that's crazy.
You gotta touch the people, bro. You can't be scared. You don't know when's the next time you're gonna see these dudes. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
If I see anybody, I'm talking, bro. I'm talking. If I got something to say, I'm gonna say it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always try to, because you never know, bro. And honestly, is your network in this industry. Your network is so important to have. You know, it's really who you know. Like, you can work your ass off. If you don't know nobody's really looking out for you. You know, people are looking out for the people they know. It's human nature. You know what I'm saying? If you had one job opportunity right now, would you hire me or somebody you know that you talk to? You're gonna go to the person you talk to. Yo, that's my boy. Yo, you know what I'm saying? I gotta help my boy out. This my cousin. I gotta help my cousin out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's how it works. You feel me? So you can't even blame people. It only makes sense. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to get out there and kind of talk to people and kind of, you know, say who you are and show them your work. Yeah. Your network is your network, you know?
Yeah.
We got to wrap it up, though, because we got another guest waiting. But we definitely going to do a part 2. Love talking to you, man. I got a great insight of how you think and everything. So keep it going, man, and bless up, man.
For sure. Appreciate y'all having me, man. Good to meet y'all, man.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you.
You too, bro.
All right, bro. Yeah.
All right.
For the culture.
For the culture.